Are you someone struggling to make a good cup of coffee using a V60 coffee maker? This video is for you. Did you know a V60 is the most popular pour-over coffee maker that's being used by home baristas and even professional baristas in coffee shops? This coffee brew method allows you to extract much flavors and aromas into your cup of coffee, resulting into a well-balanced cup of coffee. This has made it stand out amongst other pour-over coffee makers like the Chemex, Kalita, and even the AeroPress. With the 6 years of experience working as a barista, I have had most of the customers ordering for a V60 than any other pour-over coffee maker. This is why I've made this video, so that I can share with you the 3 simple steps that I can fully explain to you how you can make a good V60. So without wasting any time, let me show you how you can make a great cup of coffee using a V60 in just 3 simple steps. Step 1. Let me start by showing you the coffee tools that you need while brewing a V60. First, you're going to need a gooseneck kettle for boiling the water and also helps in keeping the consistency while you're pouring. Next, you're going to need a weighing scale for measuring our dose but also following our coffee brew ratio. You're also going to need a vessel or a V60 server where you're going to place our main coffee brewer, which is the V60 coffee dripper. This is the main part of the V60. You're also going to need a V60 pepper filter which fits inside the V60 dripper. And here's how you can fold your V60 pepper filter. You're going to start by folding the thick side of the pepper filter, opening it up so that you can create a cone shape. Fit it inside the V60 coffee dripper. You're also going to need freshly roasted coffee beans for the best flavors and also a bar coffee grinder to grind your coffee beans fresh. Step 2. These are the 3 factors that will make or ruin the taste of your V60 coffee. The first one will be the boiling temperature of the water for brewing your V60. And this is going to be determined with the roast profile that you're using of the coffee beans. If you're using a light roasted coffee bean, you're going to need to boil your water even until 100-degree temperature. And if you're using a dark roasted coffee, you're going to need to boil your water on a slightly lower temperature. Aim for a temperature of 89 to a 91-degree temperature. And if you're using a medium roasted coffee, you're going to aim for a 91 to a 94-degree temperature. By using the right temperature for brewing your coffee, this will ensure that you extract the right amount of flavors into your cup of coffee. The next is going to be the amount of coffee that you need for making your V60. If I'm making V60 for 1 person, I use 15 grams. And for 2 people, I use 20 to 30 grams of coffee. The next, we're going to be looking at the coffee grind size. For a proper brew of your V60, you need to grind your coffee on a medium to fine grind size. The particles of the grinded coffee beans should be slightly smaller than beach sand. So you're going to start by adding small amount of coffee into your coffee grinder. Grind it so that you can double check if you're having the ideal grind size of your coffee. If the particles are too big, adjust your coffee grinder on a fine grind size. And if the particles are too small, adjust your coffee grinder on a coarser grind size. Adjust your coffee grinder until you have the perfect grind size for brewing your V60. Grind size is a key factor if you want to make a good cup of coffee using your V60. This is how the particles should look. This is a medium to fine grind size. These are the particles that you need for making your V60. Step 3. Then let's start brewing our V60 step by step. You'll start by pre-wetting the pepper filter so that you can remove the pepper taste, but also to warm up the V60 dripper and the server. This will help in keeping the temperature consistent while you're brewing your V60. After the water has fully dripped from the V60 dripper, discard the water, then assemble your V60. I'm making V60 for 1 person, so I'm using 15 grams as my dose of coffee. Make a hole in the center of the coffee grind to allow even circulation of the water. Start the timer and start pouring from the center in a circular motion, aiming to pour 30 ml of water on a time of 30 seconds. After pouring the 30 ml of water, Swirl the dripper so that you can evenly wet all the coffee grinds. This first pour is called the brewing period. This is a period when the coffee releases all the gas to allow good extraction of the right flavors into your cup of coffee. The second pour, we're going to be pouring in a circular motion also. We're going to be aiming for 90 ml of water on a time of 1 minute and 30 seconds. This second pour is very important because this is the time when we are extracting the right flavors into our V60. And for the third, this is our final pour. We're going to also be aiming for a 90 ml of water. You pour in a circular motion and end in the center of the coffee until you've poured all the 90 ml of water. So the total amount of water that we've added in 15 grams of coffee is 210 ml of water. This is our brew ratio of making a V60. It's a 1:14. After completing the pouring of the 90 ml of water, which is our final pour of our coffee, then you're going to swirl the V60 dripper so that you remove the coffee grinds which are stuck on the coffee wall to create a flat bed. Wait until all the water drains from the V60 dripper. Our ideal coffee brew time for making our V60 is 2 minutes and a half to 3 minutes. Anything above or less than this ideal brew time, this means you've under or over extracted your V60 coffee. After finishing brewing your V60, remove the V60 paper filter with the coffee grinds and discard it. Then next, swirl your coffee so that you can evenly mix it very well. It gives you a well balance of the coffee flavors and aromas into your cup of coffee. It's a budget-friendly coffee brewer that you can use even as a home barista or any beginner barista. This is how you can serve your V60. But if it's your first time seeing the V60, this is one of the most popular coffee brew methods that is being used by professional barista and even home baristas. A common mistake many people make is to think that a V60 is very easy to be brewed and make a good cup of coffee. One of the key things that prevent most of the people from making a good cup of coffee is not knowing the right grind size for their coffee. This is why you should watch this video next for a full guide showing you the different coffee brew methods and which coffee grinds are recommended to make the best cup of coffee using these coffee brew methods. So if you're someone who has been struggling to make a good V60 coffee, I hope this video has been so helpful.